Hi guys, Sue here. So it's my off day today. For this week's video, I would love to give you guys a tour of my apartment. I just cleaned a little bit, so I'm really excited. Without further ado, let's start the tour. So as usual, here is a tour of my living room. Now, one of the things that you might notice is that I actually don't have my drying rack out, which is quite rare for me. Because I have already put my laundry in that plastic bag over there. And then over here, you can see a dryer. And I want to talk about this dryer for a little bit because this could be one of the cleaning tips that I have. So one of the tips that I can actually give you if you want a more minimalist home is finding multiple purposes with one item, or finding items and finding and keeping items that have multiple functions. For instance, this dryer, I turn it on and I put it on the floor, and then I push all the dirt on the floor into one corner of my living room, and then I just pick up the dirt using water wipes. So the blow dryer essentially acts as a broom. It might sound a little bit silly, but I mean, you know, if it can serve the same function and you don't have to keep multiple items to do the same job, then that's one of the tips that I can give you. Find multi-purpose items, find multi-purpose storage, and things like that. So speaking of multi-purpose storage, let's move into my kitchen. We'll just do a little tour of all my storage. Now over here, there's a bunch of packaged rice that I told you guys about that I ordered. And down here is the storage unit. I have mentioned this briefly in my other tour, and one of my subscribers told me they do the same thing. But essentially, I know this is like a kitchen storage unit, but I actually keep my unworn shoes in here too, like my sandals and some dress shoes that I know I will wear, that I don't want to dig through my actual closet, which is the suitcases. But yeah, this is where I keep them. Why not? Because it's not like I'm storing these with food or anything like that that might be affected by shoes being dirty and stuff like that. So yeah, don't be afraid to make your spaces be multifunctional as well. Another exciting thing I want to mention is that I got my Brita finally back, but the filter was kind of old. I noticed like there might be like little specks of something that looks a little bit like mold. So yeah, I cleaned my Brita. I'm really excited to start saving more money for buying water at home, so that's exciting. We'll move into my fridge area. And over here, something I also wanted to mention is instead of buying another basket, I actually kept all my miscellaneous items in a plastic bag. Why not? That's another tip that I could give you. Don't be afraid to use temporary storage solutions instead of owning like an actual solid storage. Go into my fridge. I'm a little bit afraid to show you. There's like food trash in here. I just need to put them in this blue bag and then take them out. There's a lot of that's actually not trash here, but that is food trash. I've frozen it so like they don't smell or anything like that until I throw them away. There's like little bit of delivery food that's frozen in there, which I'm a little bit ashamed about. I know I have been pretty good at trying to save money, which was my New Year's resolution. So I've been eating like a lot of my meals, home cooked meals at home and things like that. But one of the most difficult challenges of doing that is you kind of have to give up a little bit on social life if the people who are in your life that want to be social with you, if they're not the type to eat a home cooked meal, if they're always the type to be going out and buying things, if they always want to go out with you, that's something that you have to consider. So either I don't think you can convince people to be like, hey, do you want to stay home and cook instead, if they're the type that want to go out with you. So one of the solutions that I chose is to kind of like not hang out with people like that. And yeah, so you know, I wish we can like normalize cooking at home and being homey with your friends and saving money together. But if they're the type that always make you spend money, then it's probably a good idea to not hang out with them, because you know, your goals are also important, and who you are and what you want to accomplish in your life is also important. And if they're like your true friend and you told them like what you want for your life and they consistently don't respect that, then yeah, maybe they're not the best friend that you can have. So over here you can see some of my food. There's really not that much of them. You can only see like vegetables and things like that. What I would do is I would prep the vegetables and cook them here, and then I'll take them to my shop. So I have food to eat when I'm working, in between during lunch break and things like that. There's a bunch of side dish that actually my family gave me, which I'm very, very happy about. Couple of drinks in here. I know I shouldn't have Coke, but that was like part of the delivery food. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I do crave like poppy drinks like that. What do you mean, soda pops? So that is my fridge, and we'll go into my bathroom. Hi guys, so I will give you a tour of my bathroom. Nothing has changed. I didn't really clean the bathroom too much. I just watered them down a little bit this morning. No. We will go into this closet because that's where a lot of stuff is. Now over here, you can see some lotion and Q-tip and toothbrush and things like that. All the items that I don't really immediately use are up here. I would love to talk about these toothpicks for a second actually. So you can see these toothpicks that are all nicely organized in this plastic case. But this morning when I woke up, before I filmed the video, I haven't really cleaned my place. I didn't really feel like it because, you know, I feel a little bit tired and things like that. But I remember thinking, like, if you saw my last tour, you could actually see some of these were individually wrapped, and all the plastic wrappings of these were like piled on top of the storage unit. And I guess every time I looked at it, it was a little bit stressful because it looked cluttered. And even though I plan to use all of it, you know, like I wanted to do something about that. This morning I looked at that and I was like, you know what, I actually would take my time to organize them into this little plastic case. Now, it might seem silly to somebody. They might be like, why are you wasting your time on there? You should be cleaning your house, because that's the big thing. Like, that's the most important thing, because my floor was dirty. Naturally, you would think that cleaning the floor is more important than organizing your toothpicks. But again, that's actually not natural at all. Sometimes what makes you want to accomplish big things is actually focusing on the small things, right? And so I remember thinking like, no, that little thing, that little corner of my bathroom is really stressing me out. So if this is the last thing that I do today, before filming my minimalist video for the week, so be it. So I squatted down and I took each of these out of the little plastic bags. And I put them in here and I organized them, and see how neatly organized they are. And once I've done that, I got like a small little, I guess you could say, dopamine hit of like having accomplished something, and suddenly I had energy to clean the entire apartment and make this video. So, you know, I'm not saying do the small things so you can do bigger things, not even that. But sometimes if the only thing that you can do is do the tiniest thing for yourself or for your goal, sometimes we don't accomplish big things by doing great things all the time. In a way, that is a little bit arrogant, because if you don't want to do the small hustle, for instance, you want to own the business, but you actually don't want to work and get the experience of the field that you're interested in, and you always want to be the owner, in a way that's arrogant, because you're not paying your dues, you're not you know, training your skills to become a good business owner. So I think that's something that you can think about. I think that is something that we can give ourselves grace a little bit. Just one small thing at a time, as long as it's towards a positive direction. Hi guys, so that was the entire tour of my apartment. Now I gotta run a couple of errands now. I hope you guys enjoyed the tips and things like that, and then you enjoyed the tour. Good luck decluttering your own home. If you're up to any new minimalist projects or something that you're working on, or something that you just want to tell me, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, and I'll catch you guys next week. Thank you. Bye!